Good morning. I'm going to start off this video with a very bold question, but a very important one. What if you reached the end of your life and realized you'd spent more time rushing through it than actually living it? And the reason I ask that is because most of us are having a sense that every year seems to be going by faster and faster. One moment it's the heat of July, and the next moment you're staring at Christmas lights, Hanukkah candles, or the New Year's countdown, wondering how the months disappeared. It's a bit unsettling, like time is literally slipping through our fingers. But here's my take on it. Time isn't speeding up at all. We are. We're the ones racing past the very moments that make life worth living. Hi. If you're new to my channel, I'm Dr. Connie Numbers, and this video is about breaking the cycle of rushing through your days and missing your life. Because here's the truth. So much of the anxiety people are feeling in today's world comes from being pulled out of the present moment, worrying about the future, replaying the past, or drowning in the endless to-do lists. But here's the good news. There's a way to step out of the chaos of the world and the stress of your own mind and into the only place that brings peace. So stay with me because I'll be sharing 3 simple practices, very simple, to help calm your anxiety, steady your nervous system, and bring you back to right here, right now, before another year disappears, so you get to live the life you're meant to live. You know, most of us believe our life is everything we juggle every day. It's the job you do, the bills you pay, your relationships of family, friends, coworkers. It's various appointments, deadlines, your health, the car that needs a new tire, and the continual checklist of what we have to do next. But here's the thing. That's not really your life. It's your life situation. The everyday human experience, and not just your to-do lists and what's happening in your personal life, but also what's happening in the world around you, along with all the thoughts and feelings you carry about the past, the future, and everything you're trying to figure out right now. I mean, it's a lot to hold. But what most of us are not aware of is that there's another life waiting for us that rarely gets noticed. And that is life itself. Life with a capital L. And this life has nothing to do with past or future, nothing to do with finances, relationships, or any particular life situation. This life is the part of you that's always here, right now. It's the present moment where every experience takes place. It's the breath you're taking right now. The weight of your feet on the floor, the sounds in the room around you, and the words you're listening to right now. It's the real physical now you can feel and touch. And it's the only life that really matters. Now, don't get me wrong. Our life situation is relatively important in our lives, but it's not the most important life because circumstances change. But who you are underneath all that doesn't. It helps me to think of it this way. See all the facets of your life situation, as we talked about above, as clouds. If you were to step back and really look at everything that you've got going on, you'd see how crowded the sky can get, which is why life can feel like it's speeding up and passing you by. But who we really are is not the clouds. We are the sky, the awareness that is always here. It holds the clouds, and the clouds will come and go, but the present moment, our sky, will always remain constant, never ending, and will always be there for us. And this is why I've created this video at this point in time, because being able to stay present matters more now than ever before. Why? Because people are on edge. They're very much on edge. The world is changing very fast. And yes, real problems do exist. But most of those long, sleepless nights people are having aren't about what's happening right now in their own life. They're about the scary stories our mind spins about what might happen or may never happen. This doesn't mean that you don't care about what's happening in the world. Of course you care. But carrying the whole weight of the world in your nervous system doesn't help anyone, least of all you. But what does help is being grounded in the present moment of your own life. From there, you actually have more strength, more clarity, more compassion to bring to the suffering in the world, instead of being paralyzed by fear and worry. So, if we humans ever needed a lifeline, it's now. And here it is. I'm throwing it out to you. Spend more time in the present moment. Because being more present is your superpower that cuts through fear and brings you back to solid ground. It's the immediate remedy for anxiety. And right now, at this very important time in our lives, our nervous systems need a break. Wouldn't you agree? So let's, you and I, step into the present moment together for just a second. Right now, I'm looking into a camera. I am breathing. I feel the chair beneath me. I'm sitting in that chair wearing a bandana that I hope doesn't slide down. And there's nothing else on my mind other than just being here with you, right here, right now. That's it. Now, I know it can sound pretty simple, almost too simple. And because of that, many people have the misconception that the present moment is boring. They say, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm breathing, my feet are on the ground. Now what? Nothing's happening. Well, first of all, that's the point. Nothing's happening because there's no drama. Secondly, when you're really truly present, you discover an amazing thing. Are you ready? Everything's happening. Now, I'm going to tell you a story that I've told very few people. And I thought about this for a while, but now is the time to tell it. It's about two people who didn't find the present moment boring at all. In fact, they were probably the two most aware and awake people I have ever met. And both were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. One was my dear friend, and the other was a patient. And what I learned from them was literally life-changing for me, because there was nothing, absolutely nothing, more important to them than the present moment. What they wanted wasn't more doing. It was more being, having more time with loved ones, more time noticing the smallest things in life they overlooked every day, like a little bird's song, or feeling the breeze on their face, or watching butterflies flit around, or tasting their morning coffee. They talked about all that with me. My patient even said to me that just listening to her own breath comforted her because she still had it. And I'll share the heartwarming words of my dear friend. And I think she would love for me to tell you this. She said to me, Connie, this is a very bittersweet time for me right now because I have never felt more alive in my life as I do now. I take nothing for granted and I don't want to miss a thing. And yet I'm so sad because I finally see what's important. And I got here too late. These words have always stayed with me and reminded me that it's never too late for any of us to begin waking up to life with a capital L. And I want you to know there is a happy ending here. Both of them are still alive and well. My friend is alive and well up there. And my patient is alive and well down here. Which brings me to this. I'd like to share the 3 practices I use that always bring me back to right here, right now, whenever my mind tries to pull me away. And believe me, it will try every chance it gets, and that goes for all of us. The first one is my go-to because it never fails to bring me back. And that's where you literally step out of your life situation by doing nothing other than just being. This is the part people think is boring, but it's the classic stop and smell the roses moment. You put down the phone, you go outside, and you just see and feel what's going on in the world around you. You just sit and allow yourself to be with whatever shows up, including what's going on inside you, both physically and emotionally. Just be with you and your awareness. That's it. 10 minutes a day could work wonders with you. Now, the second way is to stay fully in your life situation. You still pay the bills, cook the meal, drive from one place to the next. But now you're going to focus on being more awake as you do these things. So you notice the texture of the vegetables as you chop them and the sound the knife makes as it hits the cutting board. You notice the way the steering wheel feels in your hands as you drive. You roll down the window and feel and smell the air. And when you live in this kind of awareness, something miraculous happens. You really do begin to feel more alive. The ordinary moments you used to rush past start to have more meaning. And you realize that this simple action of being aware is where life really is. And guess what happens? Life seems to slow down because you've slowed down. So instead of saying, "Where did the day go? I can't believe it," you're now saying, "Wow, what a full day I've had. And all I did was stay more present. Who knew?" But here's the key. Being present takes awareness and practice. And part of that practice is knowing that you're going to drift in and out of presence all day long. And that's normal. The point isn't to stay present every second. It's to notice when you've fallen back asleep and then, gently wake yourself up again. And this is what I do to wake me up. This is your third practice. It's one of my favorites. I ask myself one question throughout the day, and I ask it quite a few times. Where are you right now? So I'll be driving along and suddenly I think, I think there was something I was supposed to remember. Oh yeah. Connie, where are you right now? Now, most of the time I laugh because I realize, dang, I was off somewhere else. I wasn't here at all. And to be honest, I don't even remember how I got here. Why? Because I was off thinking about the clouds. But instead of scolding myself and beating myself up, I just smile and say, okay, I'm back. I'm here now. And then I start noticing what's actually happening as I drive. Hey, the stoplight turning red. The curve in the road. The houses I've passed hundreds of times but never really seen. And of course, like me, your mind is going to wander off again, but each time you just keep pulling it and come back. Keeps coming back to, where am I right now? If you practice these 3 exercises in any way you want, or even just one of them, even 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to be surprised at how quickly your mind relaxes, your stress level diminishes, and how much more alive you feel in your own life. Now, if I were you, I think some of you might be thinking this. But Connie, what about when the present moment doesn't feel good? Wow, that's an important question. So I'm thinking that I just might have to make another video about when now doesn't feel good. So if you're interested in having a video about that, let me know in the comments below and I'll make it for you. But speaking of now, here's what I would love for you to remember. My dear ones, if you keep waiting for the world to settle down before you let yourself be okay, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Right now is the most precious moment you have, and it's so important to savor it because your time here is limited and you don't get these moments back. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up and your mind wants to sprint ahead, remind yourself of this. Today is the most important day of my life. Not tomorrow, not until the world finally becomes what I want it to be. Don't miss your life. Live your life right now. So if this message resonates with you, Please share it with someone. And if you haven't subscribed already, please help us get to that 200 subscriber mark. Yay! And also leave a like, because those likes are more important than I thought. What it does is it helps YouTube send out to other people the more likes we have. And that way my message gets out more quickly. And I would love to hear your comments, and we'll respond back to each and every one of them. And as always, I always want you to remember this. I bet you know what I'm going to say. There really is no one worth knowing more than you.